Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's Dragon Age episode 13. I'm Simon. Well, 13 because it's the 13th since we started, but it's
Okay.
the fifth episode of our second season. I am
I just
Simon.
had a panic attack. Don't do that.
It's like math.
Apologies. But I'm Simon at Wondering DM. Welcome, everyone. Before we begin, I would just like to thank all of our sponsors for tonight, starting with, of course, Roll20, the platform that we use for all of our games here on Wondering DM. I would also like to thank Mage and Press, the makers of 5th edition D&D supplements. Check them out. The Kickstarter ends in a couple of days. They've got a whole lot of new stretch goals, such as level up dice folds and stuff like that, cards for NPCs. So check it out if you're interested in sci-fi, fantasy, D&D. Check out our other sponsor, Found Familiar, purveyors of great coffee. You can order yours at foundfamiliar.com and get 10% off if you use code WanderingDM. And finally, our partners through the Diceomancer program, of course, is Level Up Dice. If you want some shiny dice, they release some new sets every so often. Be sure to check out their website by using the torch down below. That said, let's go around our table and introduce our cast for this week. We'll go around clockwise. We'll finish with our GM for the game. So Deirdre, who are you? Who are you playing?
Oh, hey, all. You know me. I'm at Deirdre on Twitter, and or Praxagorth as me before. You know me around on Twitch, and I get to play Varisa. Oh, sneaky stabby bitch. Fun times. It's great. It's. I get to be our Dalish marksman. It's fun. That's me.
Up next is Andrew.
There we go. Hi, everyone. I'm Andrew. I'm muting myself constantly. I get to play Bastion, our Ferelden warrior, and he's kind of broody, kind of moody, anger issues, loves whiskey, enjoys coffee. That's kind of about it, really, lately, anyway. Yeah.
Up next is Kelly.
Hello, I'm Kelly. I play Mavia, everyone's favorite dwarf, and she's the only one here, so I guess I'm everyone's favorite dwarf. But yes, Mavia, who totally knows what she's doing and doesn't offend people every time she breathes. That's me.
And last but certainly not least amongst our players anyway is Gabe.
Hello, hi, I'm Gabe. Gabe James Games on Twitch, Twitter, pretty much anywhere else. I'm playing Axon, the Circle Mage, and he's actually like really excited to come around to the group. So I'm excited to see how much further we take that.
And finally, our illustrious GM for our game,
Hey.
Tanya.
Hey, everybody. I'm Tanya, Secretary, your GM. I'm playing Inquisitor Fenris and all your NPCs. And hopefully we all have some fun shenanigans. It got a little serious at the end of last episode. And speaking of last episode, because your GM at least has a Swiss cheese memory, I'd like everybody to recap what was done for my own sake and for those watching that may be new to the show. So what happened, y'all?
Mavia had some one-on-one serious talks now with Bull, in which it was hinted that she's possibly not completely as happy-go-lucky as she tries to come off to the rest of the group. And I got to hug a Fluffalo, so honestly, my life is complete. You can kill Mavia now. That's it. That's all I need. I hugged a Fluffalo. I'm done. That's it. Yeah. Also, I sang more dirty songs, only this time I sung them right in Fenris's ear, which could have been a problem. Maybe.
I mean, well, Harold's off who knows where. That could have been a small problem.
It could have
Someone talk.
been. Hi.
I mean, Verisa got to spend some quality time with Zevran.
That's true.
Very different from the quality time I spent with Bull.
Extremely different than the quality.
Extremely different.
One of the last
Yep.
things I remember is Athson wrapping his arms around Aiden's waist and then Mavia making a song about it.
I didn't make a
yeah, I
song
remember
about
that
it.
too.
I just, as soon as I saw the two mages getting all touchy, I started singing A Wizard's Staff Has a Knob on the end. I mean,
That's
there's
it.
nothing wrong with that. It's factual.
Yeah.
I bore my soul to Athson.
Yeah, that's right. We bonded.
Yeah.
I said, I don't want to be a blood mage anymore. Fix me, Aiden.
Oh dear.
And then we talked about the fact that Aiden has kids.
Yeah.
Who are old.
Had
If
at
they-
least.
If they are alive.
That's true. They might be.
I think we're still a
Just-
little lost as to what time zone Aiden is from.
That's true.
He's been in the crossroads for a while. I'm going to guess that if his children and wife are alive, they're very, very elderly.
Mhm.
He
Like-
yeah, his wife. I don't think so. Simply because of how long ago it happened.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The children might still be alive, but he's probably a grandpa by now,
Or great grandpa.
or great grandpa. Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
wild.
Oh, he's got so
Yeah.
many Christmas and birthday presents to buy.
Wait, there's Christmas here?
No, there's Saturnalia.
Okay.
Bastian, what were you up to?
I believe there was a conversation with Mavia.
Yes, it was a very serious conversation, if I recall.
Kind of geared towards her staying and not leaving, and my memory fails me.
It's okay, because I don't actually remember talking to you. Listen, I'm tired.
Or was it like 2 episodes ago?
That
I-
might have been a bit ago.
Well,
I thought
I
it
know
was last episode.
I know we had that big conversation when I broke the door. And
yes,
then we
that was
had
a while ago, though. Yeah,
we
that
had a
was
follow up to that like a few episodes ago. Last episode, I think it was more of trying to check in and make sure everything was okay because the real heavy stuff happened with Bull,
Mhm.
with the Iron Bull.
I
and-
remember vaguely threatening someone by the fire, but I don't remember which one of you it was. So that's okay.
It
It
was
wasn't-
Athson.
I think it was Addison. Hi, Gabe. I love you.
I do remember that Bastion was also kind of keeping an eye out on Athson as because we got back to place we got back to, and yeah, I remember because that was a thought that I had was, everyone's going their separate ways. What's Bastion going to do? And in my head, it was just like, yeah, he's going to kind of keep an eye on Athson, just make sure that everything is fine there.
Yep. Yeah, I remember that.
Is that all of the recap everyone has?
Well, we also brought Anders back.
Yes, you did bring Anders back. He is
He got locked up.
yeah, for now. And we got to hear Fenris's reasoning of why he wanted Anders, which is kind of for maintenance of his brands.
Oh, I remember.
Yes.
The last thing Fenris said to Mavia was that he was gonna have like a one-on-one talk with her, and she was like, "See ya, I'm making tracks." He's like, "We need to have a talk at some point," and I'm like, "Nope," just ran away.
I thought, wow, I totally forgot. 'cause
No, that was
when
right
he said
before I
that,
ran away into Skyhold.
You're like, I'm out.
Nope.
Oh, Fenris has not forgotten this.
Listen, you showed me that footage of him like putting his fist through someone's chest. I'm not having a one-on-one with that guy. No. I don't have any cold cuts with me to like
I mean,
throw the other direction and run.
He should be in a slightly better mood. Varisa did share her alcohol.
Mm,
Yes.
fact.
And he does have Anders back. He's not. Yeah.
And she did promise to go hunting after Harrell and Zelanis for him.
Yeah. I mean, he's not going to put his fist through your chest. If he was going to do that, that would have happened in the very first episode. So you're
Facts.
safe for now. All right. So with the recap done, we're going to go back to Skyhold. And so of all the things everyone wants to do, I think Mavia, you wanted to check in on our found apostates, correct?
Yeah. Mavia, upon returning to Skyhold and realizing that Anders was, getting tossed in the dungeons, Mavia possibly feels some bit of conscience twinging about all the snappiness and stealing his teddy bear pillow. It's like he likes to sleep with this pillow. It's very important.
Yes.
Yes. So she feels bad. So the last time we played, the episode ended with Mavia sneaking past the guards in the dungeon as it went really dark.
Yes. So Mavia, what did you do now that you have snuck past the guards?
Well, being a dwarf, I am quite used apparently to probably lower light than other people. I don't know how dark vision works in this world, but I would assume that my eyes are a little more adapted to underground space.
Yes.
So Mavia is going to creep along the walls and check in each cell until she finds the cell that Anders got tossed in rather unceremoniously. And whichever one that is.
The question is, did I remember to find the actual Skyhold dungeon? I mean, that is the dungeon of Skyhold, but there's the other one if you play the game that drops off into like nothingness. That's very
Sky
creepy.
Cells.
Yes. All right. So no, that's our dungeon map. I will deal with that. So you find where Anders is, and there's a candle, like there's a sconce like on the wall, but it's just out of his reach. So whenever this candle burns down, he's kind of out of luck. And he's just laying there. He's got some light per Fenris's orders. And he's just kind of like staring up at that light. Like that's the one thing kind of keeping him grounded.
I would assume the door is locked, which is something that maybe I didn't think of, aka Kelly didn't before now.
Well,
so,
you're a rogue.
I know. I'm going to try to lockpick, which incidentally is the first time Kelly will have ever lockpicked in any tabletop game.
Right.
Which means I'm going to roll a freaking 1.
Pick the locks.
Is that a dex?
That is a good question. Oops,
I would assume it's dex.
I scrolled the map away. Sorry. I keep forgetting you can see what I do, and I scrolled the map away. Because I have not picked a lock either.
I think that dexterity makes the most sense.
It is a dex, yes.
It's a dex. Okay, I don't have a focus in it, but 22. Okay, and I got 6 stunt points out of it.
Nice.
So not only do I pick the lock, I do it with a flourish.
Describe how you do this. How does Mavia pick this lock?
So she would like pull a couple hairpins out of her braids and like do the thing where she makes it look like it's super hard when in fact she's already got it unlocked. She's doing the magician underwater thing where the locks are already undone, but she's making it look like it's difficult. And then all of a sudden it just pops open.
All right, the lock is open. So before we get to what happens, remember, Anders is a former Grey Warden. He's a human, and while he may be not feeling 100%, he still is pretty nimble, and he is a trained fighter and a mage. So just keep that in mind.
Okay. So she would, maybe I would open the door and close it behind her very, very softly because she doesn't want to notify the guards that she's here. And she kind of sticks to the shadowy part of the cell as best as she can, although she's aware that he's most likely aware of her at this point.
Okay. Do you make any noise or do you just go up to him?
I'm just going to kind of sit there and look at him for a little bit and see if he notices me or says anything.
He's quiet for a while. He keeps staring at the light. Then he turns his head. He's like, "You're that mean dwarf that kept the pillow from me." He's laying on it, and even though he's laying on it, you can't really snatch it easily from him. Like he actually like kind of reaches up to like grab the pillow just in case.
So maybe we'll walk up. As she's walking, she has her one hand like pressed to her back, like she's trying to keep something from moving. And she kind of kneels down and then sits cross-legged, like just inside the circle of the candlelight. So, what is the pillow?
It's mine.
It seems pretty special.
It is.
Have you had it a long time?
Yep.
How long?
A long time.
How long's a long time? How old are you?
That's not a polite question.
I'm not a polite dwarf.
So I noticed.
I know. I actually came to tell you I was sorry.
All right.
I thought it was just a pillow.
Well,
I didn't know it was like a security pillow. I know what it's like to have something you love and then have it taken away. So I wanted to tell you I was sorry. I didn't know.
all right. You told me you're sorry.
And she just kind of sits there and rocks back and forth a bit. What are you going to do when the candle runs out?
I don't know. Either Fenris has them send more or I get to be in the dark. Kind
Do
of
you
hard to cast magic without, with Magebane.
Magebane?
Yeah, it's what people give mages to cut off our powers for a while.
Did they give that to you when you got here?
Yes, it was in my food.
Did it taste funny?
Not really. It's never amusing to get Magebane in your food.
No, it's not funny. Did your food taste weird?
Yes, but when you haven't eaten in a while, you have no choice.
Do you like being in the dark?
He actually rolls his eyes that like kind of.
She's being completely sincere. Like she's not being like sarcastic at all. She's just kind of sitting there with her head tilted and asking him an honest question.
Well, for him, he doesn't know Mavia, and so he doesn't know that she's being honest since they got off on such a bad foot before.
Which is my fault.
It's like, no. He wants to be in the dark.
I had a feeling that's how you felt.
Okay.
Just don't tell the Inquisitor that this came from me. I think I'm already in enough trouble.
That what came from you?
So she reaches behind her and she's got attached to the back of her belt that she pulls off like a blackout lantern, a small blackout lantern that you can put a candle in and then slide the door shut so that other people can't see that you've got light. And tucked inside it are 3 candles and some flint and tinder. And she just puts it on the floor in front of her and kind of scooches it over so he doesn't have to get close to her if he doesn't want to.
He glances at it and he looks at her. He's like, so what do you want in exchange for that?
Nothing.
He frowns at that. He's like, Fenris hired you to bring me back. You and your buddies. So.
Technically, Fenris didn't hire me, but that's between us.
All right, then what is it? What do you want for this? Because he's used to people betraying him, so he's just like, what's your price?
She kind of scoots into the light a little bit more. People haven't been very nice to you, have they?
How did you guess?
Because you act like I do.
And he just raises an eyebrow. He's like, not sure how I feel about that.
You're going to eat whatever's put in front of you because you don't know when you're going to get food again. And you can't remember when the last time you ate was. You use sarcasm to hide the fact that you're really scared. And you're scared. And I know what it's like to be scared.
Yeah.
I don't want anything for the lantern.
Yeah. He just shrugs. He's like, well, I mean, if you were in my place, wouldn't you be scared?
Yes. I'm scared every day. Down here, I think I'd be even more scared.
Right. Well, thanks for the lamp.
Welcome. Do you want some mystery jerky?
Let me put it next to the lamp and I'll get it before the guards come back.
Bull ate it and it didn't kill him. So.
Bull's a canary. You could probably eat a raw Bronto and it wouldn't hurt him.
You do have a point. It didn't kill me either. She kind of takes out like a little waxed paper wrapping of the mystery jerky and just kind of slides it over. It looks suspiciously like the lunch you got on Wednesdays at public schools. Yeah.
He's waiting on you to leave because he's fully expecting you to go lol and do like the Lucy thing that Lucy does to
pull the football out.
Yeah. So he's waiting until you've left to reach for it.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I'm going to see you again, so good luck.
Thanks.
I'd tell you not to eat the food, but that's not really an option. And she kind of stands up and moves back into the shadows. Don't tell anyone I was here. And she sneaks back out of the dungeon.
Does she lock the door behind her?
She does.
I mean, that's your choice. I was just making sure.
No, I assumed, well, incorrectly because I didn't ask you. I assumed he was probably chained to the wall. But if he's not chained to the wall, then she would lock the door behind her.
Okay. And
kind of mutter, sorry, as she leaves.
Oh. So Mavia goes about her business. And Aston, what are you up to?
So he talked to Anders a bit previously and made a good impression relatively with Fenris. I think probably just trying to walk around and instead of being his normal shy self, be more of a like inconspicuous presence by being a little bit friendly. because before he was trying to avoid people entirely, but then after having the first encounter with Fenris and then wanting to talk to Anders, it'd be much better if he was a normal recognized face here instead.
Okay. Is there anyone you want to see since you've already talked to Anders, or anyone else you want to check in with?
Potentially Iron Bull.
Okay. Is anyone else in the tavern by chance amongst your party?
I mean, I said Verisa said her line to Zevran and then walked out, and I think she then would probably have looked Sebastian and be like, I need a drink.
Okay, so the three of you are in the tavern, and then Athson, you are looking for Bull. So when you arrive, you see Bastian and Verisa posted up at a table. They both got their drinks of choice. Do you say anything to them, or are you still like focused on talking to Bull?
Probably like the smile and nod.
Okay.
So at least acknowledging that they're there and like I see them, and then probably just going past them to Bull.
Do you think he's up to something?
My problem.
Do we need to worry?
No.
Okay.
You
Let
can
me
be
know if you hear anything important.
I'm always listening. You know that.
Counting on it.
So you two are just sitting and chilling and watching everything the way that you normally do. Athson, so you come in and you actually see Krem sitting in that one damn corner, although Krem is actually sitting in the chair for a change, not standing on it. And they notice you. He notices you, and it's like, "Hey, you're the new guy they brought back, yeah?"
Yes, I am.
You getting a drink? Your buddies are over there.
I actually wanted to talk to you a bit.
Me? Sure.
You seem to be respected here.
All right. Do you want to not stand while I'm sitting and go to a table?
That is an excellent idea. And then Aston will order probably something harder than he would usually have because he's a little bit of a lightweight. So whatever like sort of like heavy ale they would offer.
Okay, so it would be stereotypical fantasy ale, basically like a harder beer.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a flagon of that, and Krem pulls up. He's got his own drink. He's like, "So, what is it you want to know?"
So the group that I came back with.
Yeah.
Are they dangerous?
Do you mean to elves, to mages in general?
The fact that there are differentiations make me a slight bit concerned.
Well, I mean, some people have a problem with mages, some people got a problem with elves, and then just some people are just dangerous in general.
That last one.
They're about as dangerous as any trained fighter. Varisa's the one you got to look out for. She's probably the most sneaky aside from Zevran. Although I have a feeling she wouldn't stab you unless you earned it.
They seem relatively friendly. What do they like?
And Krem like thinks for a minute. He's like, "Why? I know the guy over there, Bastian. He really likes his whiskey. He likes good whiskey.
Okay. Good whiskey.
Verisa,
And he pulls out a notepad.
God. And he's trying to remember what he's seen Verisa drinking, if possible. And like I think the marksman, Verisa, she likes a good drink too.
Mhm.
Not sure what exactly her favorite one is though. But you know, she's probably listening to us anyway. She'll probably just tell you later. I mean, also Krem's not trying to be quiet.
Mhm. Mhm. And at that moment, he kind of stops and doesn't turn around, but then like halfway. Mm-hmm. 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 That's terrifying. You're terrifying. I know that you can hear me, so I'm saying it not loud, but loud enough that you can hear it. I said terrifying at least once, so that's probably enough. I said it, I think, 3 times.
Sorry.
Who is
Who?
is Mavia the most dangerous one?
Of the ones that you came back with,
Yes.
I'd say maybe wait, the dwarf?
Yes.
Oh. She's dangerous in that she's cute and people underestimate her. She'd probably stab you in the knee
That
when you're
that
not
does
looking.
that does check my notes. Yes. I
But
have heard that.
so far she's been really sweet. We've not had bad words or bad exchange. And then Krem leans in, it's like, but she's one that hides a lot of things with either humor or pretending to be far more innocent than she is. I'm sure we both know people like that.
Uh, yes. I mean, yes. And last question. What do you think is going to happen to Anders?
Well, he clearly took the Inquisitor up on his offer. He wouldn't have been brought back to Skyhold. That'd be a waste. So, I mean, Bull probably would know better since he was at the camp with them. But I have a feeling that either he does something foolish and tries to run, and then we'll have to kill him, or Anders gets a deal he probably doesn't deserve.
Do you not like Anders?
It's not a matter of like or dislike. It's a matter of what he's done, and there's a lot of blood on his hands.
That helps. Also, I've laughed about it a couple times because everyone else did. What? Why is Mavia so interested in wizard knobs?
Krem almost chokes on his ale, and it's like, well,
She mentioned them being on the end, which makes sense, and that's where it goes. And she even mentioned something about like the fact asking if I rub my knob. I think. I mean, it has to be polished. Why would you leave it unpolished?
and Krem just raises an eyebrow at you, like kind of think about it for a minute.
Oh, it means penis. Oh. And he downs his drink at that point.
Krem just laughs, and it's like, now you got it.
Another. I think that's basically that.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, my child's growing up. He's done.
I'm just like, well, here we go. Are you just like now just committed to drinking for a while?
Yeah.
All right. While Essen drinks and ponders life and the birds and the bees.
I was thinking of gift ideas. Well, he's drunk, which means it's not going to be good.
Oh dear. Maybe and Bastian, you're content in the tavern for now.
Oh, that's Varisa. Mavia
I'm
sneaking back out
sorry.
of the dungeon.
Verisa and Bastian, sorry. We were just talking about Mavia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Verisa would kind of lean over and very subtly and quietly turn to Bastian and go, "Am I really terrifying?"
Well, I mean, you can be, consider your skill set.
I think I like that. He called me terrifying. 3 times
God.
even.
How drunk is Verisa?
She's not. She isn't actually drinking anything.
Okay then.
I mean, keep in mind this is Atson as well. He's a little skittish, right?
I'm sure.
Regardless, the reputation stands.
Wow.
I respect it. And she would at that point pick up the drink that's been sitting in front of her that she's kind of been playing with for a while and
Yeah.
actually take a sip of it and then put it back
Yeah.
down.
Okay. So while you two are content in the tavern,
Yeah.
Aiden, what are you up to? What have you been doing with this new location and all these new people that you have met?
Aiden. I mean, he would have asked for, because I think at the end of the game last time, he did know where Solus was in the rotunda under.
Yep.
But I think before heading straight there, Aiden would just walk about the courtyard of Skyhold. Try to get his
Okay.
bearing. Try to see who's there. Not like specific people, but like the type of people that follow the Inquisitor. And just to gauge the how in trouble am I for being a mage here thing.
Okay. So you walk around the courtyard and there's not a lot that's showing up to you that makes you think like, oh, I'm a mage, I shouldn't say anything. You see one small area, kind of like the area that had the stairs leading up to Skyhold. There's a bunch of tents, and you hear people talking about, oh, to the medical tents, and you see injured people being taken over there. It's kind of a makeshift medical area for now. You see some scaffolding going toward the stables, and there's yet more stairs. Someone points out that, that way lies the commander's office, and also a very long way around to the upside of the tavern, if you wanted to take the really long way to go to the tavern.
Okay.
And they think the strange, like, spooky boy has been seen there, but everyone just kind of forgets who they were talking about midway through the sentence. Trying to think of what else is in the courtyard. You see the vendor there who has like some armaments, some weapons. They've also got like books and scrolls, which you find odd to be in an outdoor vendor because what if it rains?
Mm-hmm.
And then I can't remember what we did with Blackwall. He was imprisoned, or did we kill Blackwall?
No, Blackwall died. He tried tried to join.
He tried to join. Okay. Sorry, I totally forgot about what we did with Blackwall.
Yeah, we dealt with him like early on.
Well, no, we dealt with them at the end, like the second to last episode of last season. And
Yeah.
Logain and Harold tried to induct him, and he died. And so Verisa was kind enough to offer to help hide the body.
Yes. So if you've played Inquisition, where God, I just totally forgot his name. Blackwall normally would be hanging out in stables. You actually find Logain. He's just kind of hanging out, reading. It's like he's just trying to like have a little break because he hasn't yet gone with you to find anyone. Like he found Hawk, but he's not quite ready to go join his other wardens. So you see Logain there, and then you just see stairs and when the door opens, you smell cooking. So, that's kind of the back entrance to the kitchen or one of the kitchens. It is a massive fort. So you could either talk to Logain or go up some stairs and see who this commander is, or you could just keep walking around.
I'll keep walking around for now, making my way slowly to the rotunda.
Okay. So you're going up the stairs and inside.
Yeah, up the stairs and inside, yeah.
Okay, don't fall off, because in game I fall off that set of stairs all the time because there's no safety rail, there's no ocean in Skyhold apparently. So you get into Skyhold, no one really pays you much attention because random mages are wandering about anyway. It's not, you don't stick out, you don't draw attention.
Okay. So Atson and I aren't the only ones here.
No, I mean, there's Vivienne, who, while she's a mage, she is still very pro-circle, but Fenris tolerates her. He's not sure how he feels about Dorian yet, because Dorian is an Altus, and he was a former slave in Tevinter, so they're like two cats in a room that when they have to be in the same room, they'll do their best to, like, not cross paths until they have to. But Dorian is also useful. And Hawk is a mage. Hawk's roaming around somewhere. So I'm trying to remember, is it right or left to get to the rotunda in the map?
Wasn't it right?
No, so it's right. So you go in like one of the first doors on the right, and you go into this rotunda, and there's a scaffold, like somebody was like midway through painting on the walls. There's paints and there's books, and there's a massive desk, almost like a desk you would have seen in the circle that a senior enchanter would have used, or a Templar commander if you were called into the Templar's office. There's books, there's candles, there's just all manner of random stuff around, and a high back chair based on the way you enter the room. And all you hear is someone fussing for you to shut the door. There's a breeze. It's a very cultured voice, very, for lack of a better way to think about it, kind of Benedict Cumberbatch sounding voice. And you just hear someone's like, shut the door, you're letting in a breeze, you're going to knock down all my papers.
Apologies.
And you see a bald head peek around the back of the chair. Who are you? When did you join the Inquisition? What do you want?
Hello. I'm Aiden. I recently arrived into Skyhold. I am looking for fellow mages.
And he just kind of stares at you. He knows that he kind of knows that you're human, but he has a very piqued interest in you, Aiden, because, well, he's got secrets in that egghead of his. And he gives you a very long stare. He's like, well, you found one. Did you need anything? Are you looking for a particular mage?
I was under the impression that the Inquisition would have a plethora of research material and information on a place called the Crossroads or the Fade.
And as you say that, he shoots out of his chair. He's like, what would you know about the Crossroads? And then he peers closer at you. He's like, you're not fully a Shemlin.
You are very perceptive.
And he just nods, and he walks around you in a circle. It's like, so, you're not fully elven, yet not fully human, and you know about the Crossroads. Tell me, what do you know?
Precious little, I'm afraid. I've had hands-on experience, but...
I'm sorry, what?
I've been to the Crossroads, across a, I've been through an alluvion. More than once now.
At that, he he comes over and he gets really close to your face. What do you mean you've been through an Illuvian?
I that's where we came out of. The Illuvian. Magic mirror. Well,
Yeah,
I don't need to explain that to you. You seem like the type of person that knows what it is.
Oh, I know what an Illuvian is, believe me. I'm just surprised you were able to enter one, let alone anyone with you was able to exit it. And he steps away from me and just starts writing notes. Because he's just like, you have lit the, like the wheels are turning. You can almost hear it because he's just like, what? What do you mean you went through an Illuvian? I beg pardon? So he's like writing notes as he just like, he knows you're there, but he wants to write this stuff down. He's like, when did you go into the crossroads? Who are you? Why didn't the Inquisitor tell me about an Illuvian?
Well, each one question at a time. I'm Aiden. Nice to meet you. You are?
Solus.
Hello.
Hello.
Now
Any
your other questions. I don't think the Inquisitor knew about the Illuvian. I don't. You'd have to ask the others how they went in. I was already there. Well, I wasn't technically alone, but I've been alone for a long time.
just notes. And he's going to go on like that, kind of questioning you, like how you fell into the Illuvian and where this Illuvian that you came out of is. And yeah, he's just like note after note after note of
before, and like we don't have to roleplay the whole conversation, but
Yeah.
Before Aiden says anything too precise or too damning, he would try to make sure what Solus's position towards the circle is. Because he would not want to speak with a circle loyalist about it.
Okay, so are you just asking him that? Or are you trying to kind of gauge his circle feels through a roll? Or are you just gonna ask
I
him?
would gauge them.
All right, what are you rolling? Excuse me.
Ooh, that is a good question. It's probably something to do with communication. But it is
Let me
not a
pull it for
like I
you.
don't have any focus in like fast talking someone into.
You have persuasion.
Yeah, I mean, if that can
and you
work.
have arcane lore and searching. So if you wanted to fast talk him, you do have arcane lore. But persuasion could work here.
Okay, so long as the persuasion isn't directly me asking him.
Yeah,
I
but
would go a
there's-
roundabout way.
Yeah, there's nothing like really sense motive, I think, that you've got. So if you want to ask him kind of leading questions, but use your persuasion on it.
Okay, sure, I'll go with that. For a 16.
He is so engrossed in his note taking, he doesn't pick up on your kind of reticence to respond to too many things. He's just too fascinated by someone who's been in the crossroads and has come out of them, and the fact that there's another Illuvian. So he takes notes, and he's like, I can't believe the Inquisitor didn't tell me this. And he looks up at you like he remembers you're in the room again after he's been taking all these notes after grilling you. He's like, maybe I shouldn't talk to the Inquisitor. He's no friend to the circle, but neither am I. But I don't know if he'll send someone to break this Illuvian. Wait, if you're here, did everyone else come back?
I'm afraid the others kept mentioning two people were lost when crossing the Illuvian. They're probably walking the crossroads as we speak.
Then
Lost
you
them.
won't have that. All right, then this Illuvian's safe for now until they're recovered. I won't mention this to him yet. I want to do some more research, but please do come back and talk to me.
Absolutely.
I have many questions, the least of which is about you, because you're not quite of the people, yet you're not quite a Shem. You fascinate me.
I've never been called fascinating before. That's a first. Yes, that you strike me as an elven scholar of some sorts.
Yeah, he waves his hand around the many bookshelves and candles and notes kind of scattered everywhere. You could say that.
Do you know of anything regarding the ancient art of the elven arcane warriors?
Oh, I do. It's one of the things that our Inquisitor was made an attempt of reconstructing.
Oh.
Yes. The one who put the lyrium in his skin tried to reuse our old stories and our lore. It was a failure, though. But it is a sensitive topic. I suggest you don't bring it up.
Oh, good. I was going to bring it up.
Not if you want to keep your head on your shoulders. But I do have some work to do, and it is soon to be the dinner bell. But I would relish a chance to chat more with you maybe afterward.
Anytime.
Well, you clearly know where to find me.
I look around. Is there like a bed in here? Like, does he sleep here?
I had to think about it. No, there's no bed in the rotunda. We never actually knew where Solus actually stayed. So my guess is he climbed up on those scaffolds and slept. I don't know. But there is no bed in the rotunda. And people wandered in and out too much for it to be a bedroom.
Well, I'll make sure to come back.
As you wish. And he goes back to all of his copious note-taking, and he is very intrigued and has a lot more research to do. And then he looks up and he points at a bookshelf across from him. There's two tomes, the red and the green leather-bound one. If you can spot Elven, those two tomes might talk about what you were looking for, but do bring them back. They're hard to replace.
Absolutely. I will care for them like I care for, I don't know, something I care a lot about.
Okay. He just shakes his head and goes back to his notes. So after you take the tomes, he's doing his thing. Mavia, what did you do once you left the dungeons?
I think she would have probably, given the time that it was, she probably would have headed back to her room, but she probably would have snuck through the kitchens to see if she could steal any food to take up to her room.
Okay. The kitchens are busy. You can very easily grab something on the way, and they know you're a guest of the Inquisitor. No one's going to stop you.
Okay, I grab a flour sack and I just start filling it with pastries. I will grab a handful of bacon and possibly a baked potato.
Oh, okay. that is.
She has a very strange dietary.
All right. Well, Mavia is robbing everyone of house and home. What has everyone gotten into? It is getting toward dinner time. I'm guessing before Barisa and Bastion went to the tavern, you got cleaned up first, or are you just like chilling and chatting, or what would you like to do? And Athson, are you still drinking your realizations away, or have you joined them?
Learning a stream deck is hard. I feel like
It
he's
is.
probably joined them, but now he's like way too honest, Athson.
Uh-oh. Oh dear.
Yeah.
And maybe a run into Athson on her way out of the kitchens?
Not unless she would have passed through the Herald's Rest.
We're in the tavern.
Unless you go to look for someone and then people are like, oh, I saw your friends going in the tavern, which is possible.
Maybe I heard someone in the kitchen say it.
Yeah, kind of like a grumbly comment about how much these newcomers eat and space they take up, because usual gossip in the kitchens.
Yeah, and Mavia, when she hears that, she'll say, yeah, doesn't those kind of people suck? And she'll reach up and take whatever the person was working on and just start eating it as she walks.
I hope that was fully cooked.
Dwarves
Oh, that
are pretty
reminds
sturdy.
me. Aiden, give me a constitution check.
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
Does stamina count?
I'm going to say for the purpose of this, no.
Okay. That is a 9.
Oh, Aiden. You know that random food you ate while in the crossroads?
Yeah.
It's caught up with you.
Oh shit.
Literally.
Gonna go that hard. Yeah, the next time you visit a privy, you're going to be in there for a little bit. You feel the unhappy rumblings because it took a while to digest. This will teach you to eat strange meat and strange animals that you all have caught. And because Aiden, there's too many A names in this game. Aiden took a while, and also he's literally acclimatizing to not the crossroads after so long. So his body's like, rebelling. What is this? This is not where we were for X number of years. So your stomach is a little unhappy. So yeah, I didn't forget about that. Was one thing I didn't forget about.
I'm going to find the latrine.
Yeah, there's probably a privy on the same floor as your room, but you are a guest, so you may not have to go far to a closed privy. You probably don't want to go in a latrine because latrines will be where the soldiers are. Just, no.
No, yeah, no.
So, I mean, you do find a private privy, but you're gonna be in there for a little bit. Hopefully, you brought a scroll.
No. A digest scroll.
A Kirkwall digest. Oh wait, Kirkwall though. So while you're in there cursing your bad dietary choices, everyone else is now in the Herald's Rest. What are you doing now that you're more or less back together?
Well, Mavia is going to walk through the door carrying a flour sack over her shoulder with like a Danish in her mouth. And
Spoils of war.
And she's going to be like, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing?
Apparently.
Did he do that? Was that in character? Oh, good.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Why don't I? The one time I don't have a snack here, Gabe. Crap. I have dog snacks, but I'm not going to eat those. That would be gross. So she kind of looks at you, and she doesn't take the Danish out of her mouth. She's like, "You made fun of me."
No, he is not. He's not making fun of you. Why don't you come join us? There's more alcohol for you.
No, I know that Mavia is liked by everybody. So if I'm Mavia, then I'll be liked by everybody.
Oh, good lord.
How honest?
Is she me?
He's very intoxicated, Mavia. Don't worry about it.
He's had a few drinks. Just share with your spoils of war. I'm sure it's gonna blow over.
And she climbs up on the bench and overturns the flour sack, and it's just like a storm of pastries and bread and donuts and a random baked potato and bacon.
How big is that sack? Oh, I hate that.
I'm not gonna answer that one.
First it was
Big.
knobs, now sacks, Gabe.
That one was a Gabe slip. I screwed up. I hate that.
I'm just like,
Oh, yep. This is where I'm at today, and I didn't even drink. Like, this is just me.
Lord. Well, we will be taking a break soon, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Verisa just very calmly like takes one of the danishes and like it disappears into a pocket. Just gone.
okay.
And Mavia finally chews her food and swallows. You shouldn't. No, it's gonna go stale.
She's probably saving it for a little later, not long later, just a little later.
She's watching Atson very carefully to see what kind of pastry he took, and now apparently he's stuffing them in his brassiere.
Well, Verisa put one away, so he thought he should too.
In a pocket
He doesn't have pockets, really.
And he's drunk.
Yeah.
and drunk.
I mean, if you are wearing a corset, that is a valid place to store baked goods. I
That's
will
true.
tell you.
Not a Danish though.
Sweats?
Depends on if it's got jelly in it or not.
But
It
what if
doesn't
he's
matter. It's
Dalish?
gonna get on something.
If it's
One of
Dalish,
his
you
Dalish. Oh my
It's gonna
God.
get on my
Atson-
dress.
Atson takes a bite of a pastry and keels over dead.
I mean,
A demon likes space.
So Mavia kind of gets up on her elbows on the table and leans forward at Atson. How much have you had to drink?
How are we quantifying it?
What are you drinking?
Well, I asked Krem for a suggestion, and then I found out what Bastion likes. So I took Krem's suggestion and Bastion's suggestion, and I mixed it together, and I call it Tundra Tea.
Can we still kill him?
What?
No.
Because he's making a Long Island iced tea joke.
No, that was a Jungle Juice reference.
Oh, I have no idea what that is.
Oh.
I thought it
It's
was
just,
Jungle-
it's a collection of alcohols that doesn't make
oh,
sense.
whatever you've got left over.
Yes.
Kelly, we used to call it a zombie in a trash can.
I don't know what that is either.
Can we
So
kill him now? Get you, Kelly.
So Mavia very calmly, while keeping eye contact with Atson, might regret this, dips her finger in his drink and tastes it.
It's not things should be mixed together. It's probably like rum, beer, whiskey, probably some sort of like juice he found.
I mean, the beer's really gonna upset your stomach later if you're mixing it with liquor. Mavia is going to very carefully take the mug from in front of Atson
No.
and pour it off the side of the table.
No.
Do I have magic
okay.
that fixes this? Hold on.
I don't think so.
She will then wave at Krem. Is the bartender Krem?
No.
No, that's not the bartender. The bartender. She's just gonna wave at the waitress that likes her because she gave her a really good tip when she pickpocketed people.
Sure.
Mm.
The bartender is a grumpy dwarf.
Mhm.
But yeah, you see the barmaid, and she remembers you, and she saunters over. Yes. Or did you spill this?
It was an
Yes.
accident. I'm really sorry.
She's lying.
I am not lying.
Atson, it was definitely an accident.
It was an accident.
Wait, but her hand rotated
No,
180.
Atson.
You reached out for the drink and you knocked it over. I'm sorry about this. But this is usually
I'm-
the point when we stop somebody from drinking further.
I'm drunk, not forgetful.
You may need some water there, buddy.
That's true.
Why did Kelly not write down how much gold she stole in that bar fight?
Didn't
What?
you?
I thought
I
I,
mean-
did. I know I know it was at least 10. So we're gonna say 10. Or whatever. Is it gold?
You got like 50 because you gave 10 to Zalanis.
I
Or you
did.
gave 10
No, I got some.
to
To Bastian.
Iron Bull and 5.
To Bastian,
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I would have
that's-
at least 10 left, whatever.
Yeah.
So she's gonna flip out one of her gold pieces and kind of give the wink and the nod to the waitress. And be like, how much whiskey and bacon can this buy me?
More than you could eat. Or
What about
drink.
all of us?
She smiles and she takes like 1 gold because 1 gold is a lot.
Yeah, that's what I was holding up was 1 gold.
Oh, I thought you were holding up like all
No,
your
no, no.
money.
I'm gonna hold up 1 gold, and then when she takes that, I'm gonna flip her whatever is the equivalent of like a silver for a tip.
Okay, well
on
that
top
would be a
of it.
silver.
Okay, I
Um,
don't know the money system here.
That's okay. I'm making it up. I don't know the money either. I just know a gold is a lot because you need
Mhm.
50 of them for your expedition.
Okay.
Dragon Age 2.
Okay.
She's like, I got you. I'll bring food and I'll bring good drink, just and water for this one.
Definitely. Well, make sure it's boiled, please, first. Thank you.
Boiled.
Mhm.
And she's looking at you like, we have wells, and mages.
Do you have newts that live in your wells?
No.
Are there salamanders? Are there tadpoles?
You have nudes in your wells?
Do you think they get out of the water to go to the bathroom?
Are you drunk too?
Absolutely not.
I'm just
I'm much
gonna-
more serious when I'm drunk.
Aston,
She
like,
just
looks over-
wanders off.
Aston looks at Bastion and Risa. There are nude people in the wells here?
Oh yes, it's a
Yes,
tradition. It's a
awesome.
tradition.
Yep.
Every spring, you take the best looking people in town and they all get naked and they drop down the well to frolic. And she just takes a drink of
Can we do
Bastion's
that?
whiskey.
Bastion
you like-
completely agrees, nods, yes.
Afson, I think if you participate in the frolicking in the well, naked,
It's probably I mean it's spring, right? So it's probably like pretty soon, I think.
I mean, it might be some. I've heard. I don't participate personally. It's a Shem thing. I've heard that it's like some sort of magic fertility thing that helps people with their magic or something.
It's quite invigorating, really. Or so
Oh.
I've been told.
Bastion, have you swum naked in a well?
He opens his
Well, not a well.
notepad. He's not an artist, but he starts drawing like really bad depictions of what he thinks it's like. And there's like stick figures like above a well with like a little sun and then like and then like happy naked well. Oh. He's just making notes about this like furiously. They're not good.
Oh my god, this is we have to role play Aston waking up and reading these notes.
Yeah, I got you.
Well,
Because
okay, just make sure you have like a good group of people because it can get pretty interesting down that well. There's not a lot of space. Everybody gets real friendly.
You want forethought.
Does it help being a dwarf?
I myself have never participated.
Do you want to?
Not particularly.
Okay. Oh, do you think
Why
Iron
were you
Bull has?
offering?
Sure.
Maybe it considers she may have backed herself into a corner.
see what you
Usually-
get, Nadia?
Usually, Afsin, dwarfs don't participate.
No,
because
because we don't have magic.
Yes,
Screw
it's a magic.
tradition.
It's a magical. Well, no, it's supposed to be like a bolster to your magic. It's not just tradition. It's
Oh, maybe some of my magical rub off on you. I need water.
I don't think that's all it's gonna rub off on maybe if you all do that.
I really was hoping that was like Iron Bull coming up from behind going, what the shit are you telling this poor guy?
Well, Iron Bull wasn't going to show up, but now
I think at this point, Varisa just kind of looks over at Iron Bull, makes eye contact, and says, "I'm sure, Afson, if you asked the dear friend Iron Bull, the Iron Bull, I'm sorry, I should make sure to give him his.
Don't
full
ask him
name.
about his eye.
He would be more than happy to regale you with all of the instances which he has observed this apparent magical ritual involving naked people in a well.
Mavia dances across over to Bull, and she grabs his hand, and she's like, "Come on, we need a little fun."
There's a little picture that Aston has drawn that he shows
not.
you to, and he shows Varese and Bastion, and it's like a well, but Iron Bull's stuck in the top because he's too big. I thought about it. I don't think he would fit.
Oh, where there's a will, there's a way.
And usually he, from what I understand, he's just observed. I don't know that he's participated, but he knows more about it than I do, right?
As she drags him over, she says, "Also, it could work in a cistern. Rainwater cistern."
So
Yep.
Iron Bull has walked up.
I just brought him
Well,
over. So, I mean, the thing is, he's got like little hair ornaments hanging off his horns. Mavia tends to make all these jokes with the wide-eyed idea that, oh my gosh, I have no idea that these are sex jokes. And I think Iron Bull's caught on that she is definitely messing around with people.
Depending on what you say next, Tanya, it depends on how much of a mistake Aston is going to make here.
Mavia will not let you make a terrible mistake. I will let you
Oh,
know that.
oh, it's not going to.
don't put this all on me. Y'all are the characters, not me.
So does Iron Bull walk up?
Iron Bull walks up, and also this has gone on so long
Yes.
that you see Aiden, who's now freshly scrubbed and in a change of clothes finally.
Thank God.
Look, that was a long time in the privy, and he needed to refresh himself before he found everyone. And people very handily told him where the rest of his companions were. So you see Aiden kind of crossing the bar as Mavia has dragged Iron Bull over to the shenaniganery.
Iron Bull, I have a question.
Mavia's still holding his hand, by the way. She's just standing there next to Bull, like,
Tell me, tell me if you agree with me. I think that Mavia could participate in the naked fertility well, even though she's a dwarf without magic, because then she could just be in the presence of magic and might get a little bit of it to rub off on her.
She squeezes Bull's hand really hard, and she's like, "Don't even think about it, buddy."
He smiles. And he's like looking, he looks down at Mavia and he looks at Elsa and he's like, you know, I don't think I don't think rubbing anything off on Mavia is a good idea.
You don't know where I've been.
Well, that's why we go to the well. This was your idea.
I
No,
did not come up with the human traditions.
This is very
I'm
much
not human.
I'm still
Yes,
going to
but
throw
it's
you
a-
in the well.
It's a mage thing.
Oh.
Wait, there's a well?
Yes, Aiden, we've been explaining to Athsin the grand human tradition of
have a
naked
sex well.
mage ritual thing.
A sex?
Hold on.
Okay, so you know how like what past are there months here in
Yes.
spring, whatever May. So you know how at the first part of May they erect a giant pole and the ladies all decorate it. Right? And then right after they decorate the pole, everybody gets naked and jumps in the well.
Humans and
Humans,
mages.
yes, humans, right?
And
Aiden?
mages, and
I'm
mages.
sure many times.
But
Right, Aiden?
traditions should change. We should be able to involve dwarves. Wait, if it's humans and mages, then why did you say Iron Bull would do it?
No, I
Iron
said
Bull
he
watches.
is.
likes
Oh,
He's
okay.
well informed. And I'm going to kick Aiden under the table so that he kind of catches on that we're pulling Asin's leg.
Oh! God, I haven't been in the sex well in years.
I look at Iron Bull. We need to find a big enough one so you can participate too.
I think there's source
I mean,
of
Iron
natural
Bull
water
does
at
like
the bottom of the...
maybe it just starts. Iron Bull does like a big, and then I would assume Bull would just look at her and give her a look, and I'll be like, nope.
Hmm.
Bull just like he nods. He's like, we had a similar tradition on Saharan, but we probably should wait till everyone's sober because we wouldn't want you to drown.
Mm.
And Chip maybe will look up and whisper, "Is this a real tradition, or are you making this up?"
Drowning in friendship, fertility.
Drowning in naked friendship.
And
The
fertility.
best kind of friendship, arguably.
And he's acting like, that like nervous giggling of someone who has real no concept of what other naked people look like. He starts like nervous giggling into a cup.
And Bull looks around at all of you because now that Atson is not looking, he's like, he gives you the like canary stare down, like.
Verissa just
gotta know
reaches
your
his eye, makes eye contact, and raises an eyebrow. Like what? Like you weren't going to play with him this way?
Bull, come here. You're too tall.
So he leans down.
Are you shaking your head no that that's not a real Canary thing? Or are you shaking your head no that I shouldn't trick him into getting naked and jumping in the well?
He shouldn't get in the well because he's drunk. He will drown.
We would be there to watch him. I'll tie a rope around him first.
He could break his neck. Wells are deep.
What about a pond? Is there a pond?
Sorry.
Gabe's little dance like in the background.
And you.
To borrow
It's
from
like-
another game that Simon and I were in, I heard that the Canary have this ancient tradition called shibari, and you use it with. Thanks, Matt Mercer.
That's actually what I DM'd to Tanya.
Stand you. So Bull just is like, if you're absolutely positively must do this, a pond is safer.
Mm-hmm.
And take
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And take you with us, right?
and you should be the one to go out in the water with him.
Nope.
Yeah,
Absolutely not.
but I trust you.
Trust is
That's
a
a
very
very
important
low
thing
blow
in this
accent.
event.
I don't think that was fair.
But wait, it's not fair. Should I not tell people I trust them?
No, you can tell me you trust me, just not right
Wait,
now.
But why?
It sounds very insulting when you say that you trust only one person at the table and you don't mention any of the rest of us.
Exactly.
You scare me.
That came out of.
This is the best episode ever. I imagine that Aston goes from volume 1 to 11 at any
Yes.
given time.
And Bastion's nice, but it wasn't Bastion's idea.
No, I'm entirely okay with you thinking I'm scary.
I mean, Bastion's human. You're human, right?
Who? Me?
Mostly, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, I'm sure he'd be happy to participate in naked sex pond fertility rites because, I mean, hey, human, he's going to show you how it works. Well, no, that sounds bad. He's going to show you how to go. No.
So
I mean, if you really want, I'm sure that Aiden knows everything about this. He is a mage, of course.
Aiden
And
You
he
know,
has-
Mavia, this should be done with someone
Aiden
he's
does have
trusting
tits.
of, and given that he trusts you so much, perhaps,
Should I bring my knob?
definitely.
I'd hope you bring your
mean,
knob.
you
It's
could
attached
bring-
to you.
Oh.
You should never leave your knob unattended, ever.
It could,
Ooh, we
it
can
could end up
polish
in
it
very
in the
strange.
lake.
It could end up in
Yes.
very strange places.
Yes. Polish
I mean,
it,
this
use the
is a
water to clean it off.
this is a strange place.
So Aiden, what are you thinking of all this?
Aiden is starting to get really confused because he came in at like the tail end of this. So he knows there's supposed to be some leg pulling, but he really doesn't know what to say or think at the moment.
So I'm gonna leave you all in confusion while we take a break,
Awesome.
And hopefully you have not drowned Athson by the time we come back. You all
Drowning.
please go get some water, get snacks, get meds, get food. I'm going to go get a lot more alcohol before the evening is up.
Good idea. See you in a few minutes, everyone.
Hello, we're back. When we last left our shenanigans, our party, everyone was trying
Aw.
to convince Athson that this is a real tradition, and he is very, very drunk. And Bull is playing along a little bit. I see my Mabari. And so Bull is willing to go along to a degree. He does not want Athson to actually get hurt. So while they were
I
debating,
would like to clarify that Mavia would never let him get hurt.
right?
She's having fun.
So while they were debating this over the break, it has been decided that they're going to go to a pond, not a well. And Bull is going to help Athson get there because he's a little drunk. So he's got like one arm behind Athson to keep him steady. So how are you shepherding Athson to the pond? All of you? And are all of you going?
I don't think Bastian would miss it for the world.
I would not miss this for the world. We're about to like throw a dude into a pond while he's drunk. This is going to be hilarious.
And
This
possibly naked. We haven't really.
is crossing my fingers, hoping yes, just because it's going to add to the after effect.
The camaraderie.
Yes,
That's where...
yes.
So as you all are going, wait, Verisa, are you going? Are you watching all these shenanigans? What are you doing?
Verisa lets them get out the door and start walking towards this pond, and is going to pull one of those, start pulling herself back, and then because the way I see this in my head, can correct me if I am wrong, Gabe. The way I see this in my head is there is stripping on the way to the pond, because that's usually what happens in my experience when there are drunk people who think that getting into bodies of water is a thing to do.
You're correct, but the stripping won't happen until you're past the gate, because you're not going to basically go in the Inquisition courtyard. You're going to cross the drawbridge and kind of head away from the fort, and there's ponds and trees and whatnot.
Yeah.
So after we're outside of the court, he'll take off everything but his trousers.
Yeah. So as she sees him, like as they start, like she's probably going to pull back once they started going into the woods and just kind of watch them. Honestly, didn't believe he'd actually go for that, and then sneak her way back into the building. See.
All right.
Do I need to roll for that?
No, everyone's concerned with getting Athson to this pond and not falling on his face. You're fine. You could just casually walk. They'll figure it out that you're not with them at some point. So Bull is explaining the ritual to you, Athson, as you're walking.
Maybe is walking like right in front of them, and she'll occasionally turn around and say, "Oh, is that how they do it where you're from?" Just like keeps walking.
She's like, yeah, since you're the new guy, you got to go first, and then after you feel your magic rising, and he looks at Mavia, he gives you like
she
such
snorts. She's just like.
Then others should join you, and it'll help with spreading your power.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually everybody be naked, and maybe it'll be a good time. Maybe we'll all just have a swim and go back. It all depends on what people consent to.
I mean, swimming is fun, right? The water here is mostly clean. Probably.
I mean, it's a natural pond. It's clean for
I
relative.
don't know how far away it is from like where they empty all the crap, literally.
Oh, that would be going literally the other way, like off the mountain. So you're fine. So yeah, he's pointing you toward this pond. It's a decent sized pond. You could actually swim in it.
Okay.
And he just nudges you, and he looks at Mavia, kind of like, "Don't let him drown."
Would I do that?
You're the one that started this.
I didn't expect it to go this far.
Now you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he nudges Athson toward the edge of the water, but he's being very careful about it and keeping an eye just in case Athson goes underwater.
Mm.
So Athson, are you getting naked?
Yeah. And I think there's I don't know, that's funny. I think there's a tattoo of a little dragon's head on his left butt cheek.
Which would probably be about eye height for Mavia. So she's just like, oh,
Don't
Yeah, you-
look into the eye of the dragon.
not planning to. This is uncomfortably close. How about just go towards the pond? Yeah.
Do you like
But does
And
it
you're not
breathe
gonna s-
fire?
What
I
was
mean,
that? What did you say? I
Does
didn't
it
hear.
breathe fire?
Oh God, shut up.
No, I was gonna ask if you were gonna pet the dragon.
Nope.
and Aston
Because he is drunk and therefore he cannot consent to me touching him.
Fair.
Aston just goes in the lake.
Give me a Constitution check.
Oh, well.
That's like water is cold check.
Water's cold. You're drunk, and you're
I mean, this is mountain pond, so it's pretty cold.
yeah, like those Hams commercials with the cold water.
So that's a 14.
You do kind of have that moment of cold water. Then you're like, oh my god, it's so invigorating. You're like fine, and you don't like yelp or anything. So there's a very naked Athson wading into this pond.
Mavia will just sit there with her arms crossed on the shore and just kind of nod. She's like, I think my work is done.
And Bull just kind of like taps you on the shoulder, like
Are you going in?
he just like whatever. And Bull will get naked in a second.
Gabe is very excited about this prospect, apparently.
Screw tradition. Humans and mages? Nah. An elf mage and a Kunari. What's good?
And he's before he like pulls like his clothes off, maybe he's like, just give it a few minutes and then I'll bring him out of the water. Just don't do this again. This went way too far.
Honestly?
Atson,
He's legit just gonna try to ballroom dance with Iron Bull. That's it.
Atson, are you enjoying the water?
Yes.
Do you feel magical?
Yes.
You look a little dazed.
Yes.
Depending on height difference, I could see why.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I missed the part that Bull got naked.
Oh yeah, Bull whips those ugly ass striped pants off and dashes into the water with a yell. So you just see a whole lot of naked Kunari running towards you.
Oh my.
Well, Bastian, you're the
Jordan?
only human. I mean, I think it's only right. Get it? Right? I'm hilarious.
Bastian, you getting naked?
Bastion's totally gonna get naked and throw himself into the water.
And Mavia turns around because she thought she still had the other female of the group with her.
No, but Aiden is
Marisa.
there.
Oh yeah, Aiden.
Varisa?
Nastin's,
Varisa?
just yelling.
Oh shit.
Nope.
Never followed, I believe.
There is
Please
no
tell me Aiden's already got his clothes off when I turn around.
He's getting his clothes off like as you're talking.
Oh God,
my
old man
God.
naked. No.
This is how traditions are made.
So everyone but Mavia is naked at this point.
Gentlemen, enjoy your. I don't think I should call it a fertility rite because
Well,
We can be fertile. Sure.
okay.
So
I mean, you do you. I'll just sit here and I'm gonna guard y'all's clothes. I make sure that everything stays perfect and not hidden at all.
Mavia is what some might call a foyer.
Ah,
Okay.
You know
so
what?
were a lot of teachers at the circle.
that got a little creepy.
That's all I got.
That got a little weird.
They got
Yo,
really weird.
yeah. Mm,
So,
So, any
yeah,
of you
go
got
ahead.
money in your pants up here?
I left mine with Marisa.
Oh my God.
Why is the money no longer on my sheet?
I
Yeah,
don't
my money
know.
totally disappeared too. I don't know why.
Yeah, the
Yeah, my
update-
money, but I know I wrote it on that sheet. I
Mhm.
I know
Yeah,
it.
the update got rid of it.
Ah,
Oh
God.
no.
Yeah, the update reset the whole sheet to like the default values. So we lost all of our currency somehow crossing an alluvion.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, like, I
Ooh.
have notes.
I stored
about-
some in my bedroom at Skyhold.
You don't need money at the pond. It's not like there's an ice cream vendor.
No, but I did
Um,
use money in the bar, so I wanted to make sure that I actually had.
Oh.
Used a whole.
Okay,
used a
no.
gold-
Your money is in the equipment section. If you check the options, I know there's one for currency, but in reality, the place where we put our money last time was the equipment section.
Oh, show equipment section, show money and currency, show resources.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Three. Show
Oh.
initiative.
Oh, I've got. Well, now I have 11 gold, but yeah, I had.
Oh yeah, let me click all of these things that should have been clicked. Thanks.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, maybe. Let's be honest. Maybe is enjoying the view. This is fun. She's
Yes.
enjoying herself.
You would notice that Aiden's body is like 75% scars.
Huh.
Because
Okay.
out of game, Templars. And fighting.
Yeah. So while you all are frolicking and Mavia is guarding your clothes from the wildlife, after a while, Bull kind of gives you all a wink and a nod, and he kind of scoops up.
Is the water not good, gentlemen? Are you not enjoying yourself?
You're missing out.
I'm missing out.
Totally.
That water is taller than me. Is water tall? Water's deep.
Yes. Bull
That
just
was
looks at
mistake.
you like. So he gently scoops up Athson and is like, okay, everyone's got a nice swim. We should go back. Everyone's magicked or whatever it is that you weirdo humans do. But it's getting late. We should get back for dinner.
As Bull is pulling Athson out and all the dudes are walking out, Mavia strips off her shirt and just walks in.
So you're waiting till everyone's leaving to go walk in the water?
I mean, yeah. Well, they're walking out and I'm walking in. They're not out of the water. She's just like, whatever. And she keeps her pants on because she's, come on now.
All
We
right.
have to be proprietous in this situation. This is a very serious rite of passage, and completely not stealing from what Simon just said because this was already
I didn't know.
something. As Mavia is walking by you, you would notice going from the base of her neck all the way down to her waist and down the back of her arms is just a mess of scars that's a mix from old to ones that look like they probably healed up about a month ago.
Okay.
They don't look like they were very pleasant.
And with that revelation, we're going to fade to black on this scene.
Please do.
And, for the sake of story and for just shenaniganry, you all get back to Skyhold. Everyone's dressed. Athson is put to bed after you all get some food in him somehow. He's still very talkative, but you do get him to eat. Everyone makes sure that folks get that he's put away or put to bed. I shouldn't say put away. Put to bed and tucked in, and he's out. The second he touches the bed, he's gone. And everyone has a pleasant evening. Whatever.
May I make one check, DM?
Sure.
Mavia would like to add an illustration of the pond
into
to his notebook.
Sure.
She's going to try to copy his style as best as possible and make it as interesting as she possibly can.
All right.
And then she will put his notebook down and scoot out.
All right, he's gone. He's out. Like Bull could like come in and jump in the bed with him. He probably wouldn't wake up because he's just that like worn out between.
He's
the
got like that
drinking
sleep
and
number
fun.
bed where you can't feel when the other person gets in there.
Sure. All right, make your roll.
Oh, what am I rolling for that?
Performance. I don't know.
I guess performance would work.
Sure.
I would assume I'm somewhat have something in performance, right? Right.
Can this be
Yeah.
assisted? I mean, it totally would go with the whole point of having Aston, do all of this stuff to just confuse him even further.
I mean, I was gonna wait till everybody was gone before I did it, but you do you.
I mean,
All right. So, are we saying that both of you took Aston to tuck him in, and
Of course.
he's
Yes.
out like a light?
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
like, I want to make it really clear for chat too that I was talking to Gabe this whole time. He was fine. And maybe I would not have let somebody actually get hurt. And
Sounds important.
she also wants to take care of him. She just thought he could use a little bit of fun and possibly a bath because he stank a little bit.
He's stanky. Not anymore though.
All right. You know what? I'm trying to envision this. So y'all got to role play this out, and then
no.
Gabe, you're gonna role play out finding whatever they do. So give me your rolls, and then that'll decide the ability of your drawing.
Oh boy.
what are we rolling? Just
17 with 4 stunt points.
Okay. Bastian, I need to look at your character sheet. I don't know.
Did you
what-
just hear the cat meow? Oh, sorry. You heard the cat meow.
Hi, Scotty. Does Scotty want to roll?
Would you like to roll, buddy? Here, put your little paw right there. No, that's the wrong button. No, you're not pressing it right, buddy. Oh shoot, he rolled a
crafting?
22.
Oh my god. So
It's official,
not-
my dog rolls better than I do.
with stun points.
With stun
wow.
points.
So that was Scotty's roll.
22. That was literally me pressing his paw on the mouse
Oh
pad.
my god. What did Bastian get?
For crafting, 13.
You know what? We're gonna say that Scotty's roll is yours because I just want this. I want this to go as strangely as possible. So not only do you manage to copy Alston's style, you do this so well. He's not gonna realize it's not his drawing when he wakes up in the morning and finds his notebook.
So go on a journey with me in your mind, Bastian.
That's dangerous, but let's.
I think
And she just starts sketching, and she basically ends up sketching like naked, the Marco Polo thing, or whatever it is, where you sit on the other person's shoulder in the pool,
Oh, yeah.
whatever that is. And so she's sketching that with the 4 guys. So like Aiden is on Bastian's shoulders, and Aston's on Bull's shoulders,
Okay.
naked.
All the naked.
Tastefully obscured.
We're just gonna roll with that. And you leave like a leaf or something, so like he would notice that page when
I'm gonna
he
leave the
wakes
pen
up.
inside the notebook,
In the notebook, yeah.
like, so that's the page that he opens it to.
Okay.
As soon as he wakes up, first page is going to be there.
Mhm.
Okay. So
And maybe it's
it's-
dripping all down the hallways because she did not take off her pants to go into the pond. So her
Oh,
shirt's
yeah.
dry, but she's just dripping all through the hallway. She doesn't care.
And we're going to put. Did any of the clothing get wet? Like Athson's clothing get wet?
It did get wet, but he stripped off before crawling into bed.
Because I
Like,
want to
you've already
leave.
seen him naked, so
I want to leave like his wet pants like on the back of a chair, something like that, just so that I want him to really know he got into that water.
all right. I mean, at that point he's like he was at that sleep, you know, like when you're sleepy and drunk and you just like want to get in bed and you just start
Oh,
pulling
yeah.
things off. So he's gonna wake up, his clothes are gonna be put away. He's gonna not put away, but he's gonna find his notebook with the pen in it. But before we get to Athson and his amazing morning the next day, Verisa, I believe you wanted to talk to someone.
Yes. Which person am I talking to? Because there were.
You want to talk to Solus and
Yeah. Well. Oh, yeah. So she was gonna get up very early in the morning, and go find this elf mage that was apparently sneaking around, and she's going to do it sneakily, just because she can.
Elf Mage is sneaking around.
Well, this elf mage that's here in Skyhold.
Okay, I was like, that would be Athson, but you know where Athson is.
No. This elf mage that I've heard so much about, but I've never actually met. So that's awkward.
Yes.
So she's gonna
Yes.
try and sneak out of, and just because she can and she wants to see if she can do it, she's going to try and sneak out of Zevran's room the next morning.
Oh, this is going to be fun. I'm going to roll and you're going to roll.
Okay.
Oh, I hope you roll well.
It's a 17. But you know
I-
what? I'm going to take advantage of a power that I have not used in all 2 seasons that I feel I should use.
What would that be?
I get to reroll dexterity self checks.
Okay.
Just to see.
You know what? I never made a character sheet for Zevran, so this is my fuck up. I'm trying to think of what Zevran's plus is because I don't have the I don't have Faces of Thetis nearby.
I'm just gonna see what happens.
You can reroll because I never told you what my roll was. So
21 with 3 stunt points.
God, you did beat me because I don't know what Zevran's dex bonus is, but it should be high.
Yeah.
So you get to the door. Your hand is on the latch before you hear a sleepy, don't forget to lock the door on the way out.
Wasn't
Doesn't-
going to.
He doesn't get up. He's like, whatever. And you just kind of turn and see like Zevran looking like very, very delectable in sleep tassels. Kind of like in the right circumstances, you could be lured back to bed.
She leaves a knife on one of the side tables. In the sense, like, she left most of her stuff, but she takes like her bow and like her usual gear that she would carry every day. But she leaves just enough to be like, yeah, I'm coming back, don't worry.
Okay. He's like, I'll guard your knife. I'm getting more sleep. Because he rarely gets to sleep in, so.
Yeah. And that was more for everybody. The more of the getting away from everybody else than Zevran. So she's going to go hunt down Solus and just be sneaky hunting down Solus.
Well, you know, it's the Inquisition. You don't need to be super sneaky about it. If you ask about Solus, someone will probably just tell you. But it's also Verisa, so.
She would just kind of listen and then find out where this, elf mage who's apparently very persnickety is. And grumpy. Grumpy was used. And somebody referred to him as an egg. That was very odd.
He's odd. As you are sneaking about and listening in, you discover that he likes the rotunda, and normally he kind of stays there a lot, either reading or researching, or on occasion he visits with Dorian to talk about magical theory. So he could be one of 2 places. He could be in the rotunda, or he could be visiting the library. But it is early. It is doubtful that Dorian is actually up and awake this time of day.
Yeah. I mean, probably not. He likes to sleep in, and I can't guarantee he didn't have company last night. So I'll try the rotunda first.
All right. You go. Are you just going to open the door? Are you knocking? What are you doing?
I I'm trying to remember picturing what the rotunda looks like.
There are 2 doors. One leads in from the main hall, and one leads out toward that back courtyard.
Yeah, and I think she would do the very oh so subtle knock and open at the same time. Not really letting people know that she's coming in, but not giving them an opportunity to tell her not to. Because Verisa.
Yeah. And you walk in and see an elf with a cup of tea, and he looks up at you. He's like, bit early for visitors.
She would greet him in Elvish.
And he would respond in kind. He's like, you're of the people.
I was.
Do you not wear Valasleen?
Are you asking because you can't see me, or are you asking to make a statement?
You're the one that said you were of the people. Are you
Yes.
not Dalish?
Well, yes. But a bunch of people are dead, so now there's only me.
That sounds terrible, but you don't sound like the type to come by someone's chambers this early for pleasantries. What is it you need?
I have a couple of questions that might require clarification.
Well, first, who are you?
Oh, of course. My apologies. I'm Verisa.
And since I'm guessing you sought me out, you must know that I'm Solus.
Didn't really get a name. All I got that you were an elf and a mage. Figured you would know a little bit more than I do about certain mirrors in the forests and crossroads.
Your companions with the other mage, Aiden it was.
Well, we found him there.
Ah, yes. He did tell me some interesting stories about that place.
I'm under the impression he spent quite a bit of time.
Quite a bit, if I'm not mistaken. He would have been there in the time of the first Inquisitor?
That seems to be my impression.
That's a very long time, but he seems none the worse for wear, if not a bit aged.
I don't know. There's something about him that just pricks my ears the wrong way.
Well, he is a stranger to you after all.
Yes.
He leans back with his tea. He's like, what I can tell you is news of the Illuvian came to me from him, your Inquisitor, our Inquisitor. Did not tell me of this mirror in the forest.
I think the Inquisitor is dealing with the fact that one of his, well, the quarry that we sought Anders, he opened the Illuvian.
That Solus just kind of tilts his head. But he's a Shemlin mage. He shouldn't have been able to.
He's also possessed. So did he open it, or did the spirit who possesses him do so?
But Anders, that's the one who destroyed the Kirkwall Chantry.
Yes, indeed.
That was some time ago, and he's not turned into an abomination.
Nope.
Interesting.
Even more intriguing, if you are such that believes in such things. I shot him. It was most upsetting. He fell the wrong way. I'm blaming him on that one. But he went through the Illuvian first. Then Zelanus, my keeper, went through. Then Harold, the warden, to Vinter Elf. So the three of us went through. Me, Bastion, Ferelden, Shemlin. Mavia. And I've just blanked on what the Dalish term for dwarves is, but she would have used that one.
The Genlin.
Yeah, the Genlin. Thank you. And we emerged, the three of us, together in the same place with evidence of Anders where I shot him. No evidence of Zolanis or Harold. There was a trail to follow of blood from Anders, but no evidence of where Zolanis or Harold went.
That Shem mage. Was the Illuvian active, or did he activate it?
He activated it. Well, yeah. No, yes, Verisa saw him activate it.
I should speak with him, of course, after I get clearance from the Inquisitor. Even possessed, there's not really a way she should have been able to activate the mirror.
Yes. We required the assistance of another we found inside the crossroads to leave.
I see. I think I should pay a visit to the Inquisitor this morning and then speak with our guest.
So I am not wrong that it must have been something that he did to remove the two others, either intentionally or unintentionally.
Well, if he was wounded and running from you, it likely is unintentional. You see, the crossroads is not... And he pauses and he looks at you, kind of like in that almost like, how do I explain this to a non-mage, even though he knows you're Dalish? It's possible you could have all ended in separate places entirely. You're very lucky any of you stayed together. So it's very possible wherever Zolanis and Harold went, maybe they're together, maybe they're separated. We don't know. But if Anders was hurt and running from you, whatever or wherever they may be, it wouldn't have been intentional. He was on the run. He wasn't focused on them.
Yes, it is very disconcerting.
I take it you wish to go back.
I am alive, and Zolanis is alive. He's an idealist. He believes the clan can be remade. But he is a keeper, and his value is as such.
And you were about to ask me something, and I cut you off. I'm sorry. What were you about to ask?
She kind of half snorts at that, not really believing that he's apologizing because he hasn't given her any impression that he actually cares beyond, that she recognizes in the grand scheme of things, mage is above just basic hunter. She gets that from his perspective. And she just merely says, did you meet the other mage we found in the Illuvians, in the crossroads?
That Aiden fellow, yes.
No, we found another.
No.
Elvin.
Well, Aiden is Elvin.
Full elf.
No, I've met no full elf.
Athson. Blood mage. He can
I'm
open
sorry, what?
Don't tell the Inquisitor, but he opened the Illuvian, and that's how.
There's no love lost between the Inquisitor and myself, so I won't divulge that secret. You should be more careful who you tell.
I know exactly who I'm telling when I'm telling them. I understand he does not like me, and I'm not going to spread it around. I'm also very aware of who can and has tried to listen to me. Not very many, and this place is riddled with holes. You'd be surprised at the number of people who would have conversations in front of open doorways in this building.
I'm not. Humans, elves, dwarves. Discretion's not a thing they know.
You might want to talk to him. He controlled the Illuvian, not me.
I will seek him out after I speak with our Inquisitor.
You wouldn't happen to know of any contrary effects of long-term exposure to the crossroads?
What do you mean by long term? Years, decades, hundreds of years.
Any and all of them?
After a few decades, depending on where you wind up, how you survive, it could get very lonely and you could feel those effects. Hundreds of years, you could lose who you are, and you may return to the creators at some point. Since the crossroads can lead in and out of anywhere, you may get lucky and you may wind up back in a world you don't know.
I was thinking more concretely in terms of like dehydration and starvation, but that the metaphysical is, important as well.
Oh, absolutely. Something about the crossroads. It provides to those that it is allowing to survive. Those that it feels aren't worthy, well, they don't last very long.
Well, and that says what they think about Aiden.
He is at least partly one of us. So,
More than I think he lets on.
well, it's easy to hide. After all, usually if one of us does bond with a Shem, any offspring that happen don't look very elven. And he takes another sip of his tea and he looks you up and down. Is there anything else, or should I look for, will you seek me out later?
No, of course not. And she would kind of nod her way out, and she would use the elven term for keeper to refer to him as she would leave.
Okay.
But
yeah.
But it's like, it's not Harahel, which is teacher. She would use the term for keeper, but the only time I can't find that one.
Oh, I can't remember it either. And of course, if I ask Google, it won't tell me.
Yeah, it's
Haran.
Yeah, Haran, but Haran is the teacher,
Okay.
not the keeper. Haran is the one with the story, with like.
Yeah. I don't remember, but he knows
Yeah.
what you said.
Yeah, and that's how she would refer to him as she leaves.
He gives you a nod. He's like, not quite a keeper, but I appreciate the gesture.
Well, we don't really have any lords anymore, so I'll go with what we've got.
'Tis true. And he makes some notes. You hear the scratch of a quill on paper as you're leaving. And as Risa leaves Solis to make notes and then probably go disturb the Inquisitor far too early in the morning for Fenris's liking. Athson, what are you doing when you wake up?
Probably rubbing my head. And then noticing that like my journal is out, which means I'd been using it, start to like flip through the pages. And I think he was drunk enough when they started talking about it that he doesn't remember really anything.
Oh dear.
He probably remembers like. Actually, no. I think he's convinced that it was all a dream, that none of it actually happened.
Okay.
Uh,
Um,
he starts like looking at his notes. Why did I draw? Oh, gods, no. Is that Iron Bull? Oh my, okay. Kind of just closes it and shakes it off. And will then just start like looking for the rest of the party.
in his room.
No, like after he'll eventually leaving his room and start to look for the rest of the party
Okay.
to kind of like shake out these weird dreams that he had last night.
Okay. And Atson, you were looking around for folks. You know it's breakfast time. You do spot Aiden as you are trying to like find people, but we're gonna kind of check in and see what Sebastian. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Bastian.
I've been waiting for that for so long.
Sorry.
That's all good.
I was watching someone play Dragon Age 2 today, and we saw Sebastian. I'm so sorry. Bastien is he is up early as he's used to doing because former Templar trainee, former soldier, and he's actually found his way to Ambassador Josephine's office, and she's an early riser because it's what she does. She's the ambassador, and she is kind of surprised to see you there, standing at attention before her desk. What are you doing?
So Bastion would have gotten up and gotten like dressed in like his better change of clothes to go and see her.
Okay.
Not that that's very formal, but still a little better than what he might wear like elsewhere.
Yeah.
Just a bit. And so he would have sought her out, and standing there, he's going to look at her and say, Ambassador Josephine, I was wondering if I could ask for your assistance.
She looks up. She's like, of course, you are here as a guest of the Inquisitor, and he is very pleased that you did find Anders. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for my brother.
And your brother would be?
His God, give me a sec.
That I need to look in my backstory feel.
So my brother's name is Alardin, and he would have disappeared from home shortly before I left. He's kind of the reason why I left.
And where's home?
Somewhere in Ferelden.
Okay.
I never actually got to that point of saying where my hometown was.
All right. So while you do that, I'm going to look up a map of Ferelden and throw a pin at the map.
Ferelden.
I mean, you can be from Ferelden, apparently. Oh, I just found a very detailed map of Ferelden. Oh, this is really detailed. Good Lord. You're from Falconhurst.
Falconhurst.
This is the most detailed map I've ever seen of Kirkwall anywhere.
I will look
but
that
yes,
up later.
You're from Falconhurst.
Okay. So my brother, my family is from Falconhurst, and my brother would have disappeared one night, it's a bit of a sensitive thing. I hope you understand. We were concerned, my sister and I, that he was showing signs of being a mage.
Hmm.
One that was, I guess, not recognized in his youth, and therefore at a much older age was discovering possibly his abilities. We're not sure.
Hmm.
Shortly after he left, though, a group of Templars came through town hunting, they said, an apostate. And I had to leave. I had to find him. I have to know if they were after him, and if not, I have to find him. I need to bring him home.
Hmm. She gets a quill and her board out and starts making notes. About how long ago was this?
It's been a few years.
Hmm. And the circles have fallen in many places.
Yes.
Get me your brother's and your sister's name, and I will start making some inquiries.
My sister Beatricia is still in Falconhurst. She has a few possessions of his, should we need to get anything that does belong to him. Yeah, she remained home and stayed with the family.
Hmm. Then I will send scouts out to her. It could be a bit. We're not exactly that close to Ferelden. Well,
Has
at
there
least where you're from.
has there been any word? I've been following a few clues here and there. Has there been any word of any mages in the wilds in these parts?
In the wilds, no, but the closest circle would have been either Ostwick or perhaps even Ostagar. I'd have to check and see. And we know that Ostagar has fallen many years ago. The Ostwick Circle may still be a hope for your brother if he was taken there.
Do we know if there would be a record if he was killed?
Well, if he was actually found and brought to a circle and they made a phylactery, then yes.
But if they killed him where they found him?
Then he'd have been lucky to have a pauper's grave, unfortunately.
I see.
Most Templars roaming free don't give such niceties to mages, unfortunately, especially after Kirkwall. So
That's what my fear is. Is there anybody else that I might inquire with on this?
Perhaps Madame de Fer. She was the first enchanter in her circle. She was from Orlais. Though I would not recommend seeking her out until at least after the 11th bell. She is not a morning person.
Then I'll wait the 11th bell and see her and see if she knows anything. Thank you,
Okay.
Ambassador Josephine.
Oh, you're most welcome. And she's like writing off notes and orders for a scout to send someone to Falconhurst. And she doesn't dismiss you. She looks up to see if there's anything else you need.
Let me know as soon as you have any word.
Of course. If you are looking for the Inquisitor, he may be awake, but still in his quarters. I don't know if your group had any further business with him.
We may, and I'm sure we'll find out once he rises or comes out of his quarters. I'll thank you again. And he's just gonna turn and leave.
Okay. So you just hear the scratch of a quill as she starts writing orders and gets about her day, adding Bastien's request to her docket. As for the rest of you, poor Ethson is wandering the halls and has found Aiden. Are you all together at breakfast at a certain point, or is everyone kind of starting their day off with what they want to do?
Maybe it doesn't miss breakfast ever,
Yeah, probably breakfast.
much like Kelly.
Yeah, Bastion would have gone to see Josephine prior to breakfast, just wanting to get on that. So
I
he's
think
gonna
maybe
head
it would have
down.
been first down there. She's just sitting there
Yeah.
on the bench, just like eating her bacon and just looking at the door, waiting for the fallout. Just waiting.
Oh, for Ethson.
Uh-huh.
He's probably gonna, whenever you see him, he's probably gonna like look at everyone and then not really say anything.
Oh, and by the way, I added a very scandalized looking Mavia into the corner of that illustration in the pond.
Oh, he probably will not look at you then.
Just like, I don't know you.
It's like there's no way that's under there, right?
Are you going to sit down? Adson, come over here. There's good bacon.
Morning,
They
Nathan.
made porridge.
Good morning, all.
Nice to see a drier side of you this morning.
What?
You were very witty last night. You seem much more dry this morning, your humor.
Oh, yes. I drank too much and ended up having very, very strange dreams.
Oh, those are the worst. Can I pour you some juice?
I'm good, thank you.
Some
Vivian.
water?
Yes, water, please.
Okay, or coffee. I can do coffee.
Just water. I
Okay.
think would be good
So she'll
for me.
pour water and hand it to him and wait for him to take a drink. Do you have any tattoos?
Do you spit the water out?
Yes.
I've always wanted a dragon tattoo myself, and she just starts eating the bacon.
I must say it's a convenient place.
What place? You mean
Well,
here? Is there a tattoo person here? Is this a convenient place to get a tattoo, Bastion?
No, I mean if you're gonna have a tattoo and you want to be subtle about it, there's certain locations on the body that are rather ideal.
That wasn't a dream, was it?
Are
I'm
you
sure I
feeling
don't know
refreshed?
what you're talking about. But you're certainly cleaner.
You all saw my butt?
A little invigorated this morning?
Extremely close up. You have to remember I'm very short.
And he just starts eating. Just. But then he like goes back to the notebook and like is checking pages and then like looks at each of you and then gets probably to the scandalized Mavia and then shuts the book.
And that's where we're going to end tonight.
Probably a good place.
You all, that went so off the rails. But
In
it
a
was
very good
hilarious.
way. We built camaraderie.
By ganging up on poor Edson.
It wasn't ganging up. They got naked too.
Fair.
That's true.
All right. Join us next week after we all do our outros and what we're doing to see how red Edson turns and also what happens when Fenris finally comes down to breakfast. And I turn it back over to Simon.
Hey, thank you everyone for coming. Thank you for all the follows. Thank you for the bits. Thank you to all of you watching on YouTube, and also a major shout out to our sponsors, Magen Press, whose Kickstarter is ending in 3 days. They just unlocked earlier today the Roll20 module. So if you get the beginning adventure Conspiracy in the Stars, you also get the Roll20 equivalent with everything built up in it already. Speaking of Roll20, there also are other sponsors, so be sure to check them out at roll20.net. And check out Found Familiar, the great coffee company that sponsors us. I just ordered some new coffee recently. It got here very, very quickly, and I'm almost down a full bag already. So that's how tasty it is. That said, check out also our partners through the Diceomancy program, Level Up Dice, and I'll leave the mic to everybody else. Start with Verissa.
Oh, hey, all. You know me. I'm at Dirgeldon on Twitter, or Prexagorth as Euphoria, as you see me around on Twitch. And you'll find me back here tomorrow. And then on Saturday for Black Flag, which is apparently the Season of Consequences. That's what this is. And you can find me on Wednesday over on Laugh Love Lindy's channel for some more Witcher, Family of Wraiths. But otherwise, check where I'm going to be on my Twitter, because I always post it, and I always get to share all the wonderful people I get to hang out with and all the wonderful things I get to do. And I do want to say that I made a mistake because Verissa wouldn't have done it, but we played it off, so it's what happened. But I was not with it, and Verissa probably would not have said anything about the Blood Mage thing, but I wasn't as with it as I should have been, and I apologize, Gabe.
Oh, it'll be fine because of all the characters that we meet, Solus doesn't care about blood magic one bit.
Yeah, I know, but I usually tried to be better about it, but I wasn't as focused as I should have been today, and I acknowledge that. So I was trying to say he's the one who got us out of the Illuvian, and then I mentioned how he got us out of the Illuvian, which wasn't what I was intending, but it was what happened. So I apologize, Gabe.
Gotcha.
Andrew.
Who's next?
Did you actually blank on my name?
I was gonna call you Bastion, and I'm like, wait, should
Oh,
I?
wow.
Because I called Deirdre Verissa, and I'm like, do I keep going with character names? Fuck.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrew at Anderful1 on Twitter. I am actually going to be starting one or two or completing one or two little projects that I figure I will post on Twitter because I want to do something with Twitter, and so you'll be able to catch that there. Not gaming related stuff. You'll click on it eventually and see. Other than that, I am here on Thursday nights playing our wonderful Bastion, and that's pretty much all that's going on for me. Thank you for coming, and we'll see you next week.
Kelly, you're next.
Hello, I'm Kelly, also known as the Opera Geek. I don't actually know where I'm going to be because I'm very confused about life in general most times, honestly. Obviously, I'm back here next Thursday. Oh, I can actually talk about the thing now because it got announced. So yes, September 19th at 3 p.m. Eastern? Pacific.
Yeah, they're all Pacific times.
Yeah, Pacific. I will be part of the All Bards panel, like the All Bards, at the D&D Celebration 2020, which I'm pretty excited about, and it's been a little difficult to keep it a secret, so it's kind of nice that it got announced. And also, if you're curious, there's a new video up on my YouTube of the Final Fantasy VI full opera that we did last week to raise money for the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. And I think the Tiltify campaign is actually still up. If it's not, please just go donate. It does very important work. Other than that, just watch my Twitter at the Opera Geek, and I post everything there. Yeah.
And Gabe.
Hi, I'm Gabe James Games. You can find me Monday on the D&D channel at 1 p.m. Pacific time, playing through The Lost Mind of Phandelver. You can find me here, obviously, on Thursdays. You can find me Sunday on the Go JD channel at 7 p.m., playing through Conspiracy of the Stars, the dark matter scenario involved with the Kickstarter. I'll also be doing something for the D&D celebration on the 18th, doing a mental health themed D&D adventure, building with Dr. B and Christina and a couple others, and I'm very excited about it. It's like something that I've been talking to Dr. B a lot about, especially mental health, because we are in a time where it's sometimes extremely difficult to handle it, and there's a lot less we can do to manage it now when we're actively trying to be safe. So we do the best we can.
Oh, it's me. Hi. I was like, oh, me. Sorry. My name's Tanya. I am here on Thursdays. And actually, coming up this Sunday, we're going to do Kids on Bikes over at Rivals of Waterdeep Twitch channel. It's our first time doing a game over there. Hashtag sponsored. Thank you, Blue Microphones. Masood is going to DM that. And then, oh wait, that's Sunday. Saturday, Dungeon Crossing will be back on my channel and Gary Witta's channel, where I teach people to play D&D, but in Animal Crossing. And that is 10 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Central. It's Gary Witta, Urban Bohemian. I'm sorry, Brian Gray. I keep calling his not real name. Brian Gray, Shannon Woodward, and Adam Nickerson. And we play D&D, and hopefully they will not get eaten by orcs this week. What else am I doing? I feel like I'm doing too much as usual. Tuesday, I am DMing a charity Dragon Age game for Roll20. I will tweet out that information. I believe it's going to be on Roll20's Twitch channel. And Rivals Waterdeep are also doing a game for D&D Celebration. Hopefully I got the right tweet. We are down a Brandon, but everyone else will be there. And also TK joins the fray, Critical Bard and Mistress Verse are joining us. There's the tweet. And yeah, there's going to be probably too much of me on the internet and Twitch in the coming weeks and months. And we had shenanigans as usual. This went way past what I planned, but that's the life of a DM. It was fun. It was a nice, fun break from being super serious. So thanks everyone for your fun at the table.
And before we leave, I just want to say we'll be back tomorrow for Cyberpunk Red. And then Saturday for Black Flag, our Rapscallion campaign. And then next Monday, of course, again for Castle Falkenstein. That said, we have, for anyone who would be interested, Wandering DM is now on Patreon, and we're organizing workshops and other goodies every month. This month, we're going to have a special workshop for both DM and players that focuses on communication at the table and how to avoid stressing your players. So if that is something that might interest you, be sure to check it out. The link is in chat. Otherwise, we'll get going. Have a good night, everyone, and we'll see you next Thursday.
Bye.
Bye-bye.